but would probably expect to be back. Tops.
Yeah, lower those expectations. It's on.
97.
That would have been welcome to the Super Series. Karl Coleman, a fine effort, but Ricardo Ham to get one of the breaks to throw that he's going to need.
Game shot the
Gets
third
there.
leg.
Second
Ricardo
time of asking.
Ham.
And we're back on throw, back on par.
40.
To leave 66 after 12 in our last leg decider is brilliant. But the pressure is there.
66.
The big call, the lights flash, the awareness raises. It's going to be a dart at tops. And that is all Karl Coleman needs. He's been watching all week. He's been studying his opponents. He's watched Ricardo Ham from the YouTube chat room. Now he gets to play in front of the cameras rather than sitting behind them and shows us what he is capable of doing. Success on debut for Karl Coleman by 4 legs to 3 over Ricardo Ham. Average just shy of 82 in that one. But coming up next, we've got another debutant, Tom Cromwell, taking on Stephen Jameson.
Tommy require 116.
Going to get a dart at tops for the match. And it is victory for Cromwell. Takes out the 116 on debut. Tom Cromwell bags the points. Here's a quick look at the score there. Yes, Tom, you have won it 4 legs to 2. And again, the first time he mounted a serious charge on the Jameson throw. There's the numbers. The 116 is the high finish. But coming up after the break, we're going to see KO Kellet against Colin Osborne.
Double 12 after 12 for Osborne. Double 6. And Colin Osborne kickstarts his Group C campaign with a victory. He'll be disappointed to be here. There is no mistake about that. He'd have expected to at least be in a Group B campaign, but he joins us in Group C, is the favourite to do so, and he kicks us off with a victory, picking up 2 points against Stuart Kellet. Stuart Kellet had the higher average of the game, but it's all about the legs, and they go to Colin Osborne. Coming up next, Ricardo Ham looking to get his Group C campaign up and running with some points against Tom Cromwell.
Cromwell coming back at 41 for a 3-0 lead.
Game shot the third.
No problems, no dramas. Cromwell a leg away. It's away here from a comfortable 4-0. Bit of value.
And finds double 18. Cromwell pins the 90 for a 4-0 victory over Ricardo Ham. Cromwell goes 2 from 2 and is an early leader in this Group C campaign. But as Matthew alluded to a little while ago, the leg difference could be huge. 4-0 sends a statement to the rest of Group C. But coming up after the break, Colin Osborne against Karl Coleman. Double 8. Great guide to work off of. Surely. No, it's not in, Karl. It's not in. What a dart that is from Colin Osborne. He looks again at dart 2. We can assure you it wasn't in. But Colin Osborne defeats Karl Coleman 4-1 to move level on points with Tom Cromwell at the top of the table. But coming up after the break, Stephen Jameson against Stuart Kellet. Over the years, as he looks at 102 for an early breaker throw.
Choices. Goes for the smallest target, hits it, and takes out the 102. Big hit, big moment in just the opening leg here.
Stephen require 120.
We'll keep this one going. Let's see if Jameson can pin the 120 to lead. Tops for a 2-1 lead. Fabulous from Jameson. Finds the Shanghai. Kellet gives him the fist pump.
One slip too many now for Jameson because Kellet's got time on his hands. Unless Jameson can find a couple of trebles, Kellet could have up to 9 darts here.
Yeah, I think that could be all she wrote.
124.
As Kellet tees up tops.
Well, it's all about mistakes now. Jameson needs Kellet to make a lot of them.
81.
6 darts at the double. to get his first points on the board.
Kellet only needs the one. Stuart Kellet bags a 4-2 victory. His first of this Group C gets him off and running, and he will be able to build from that. He's played some good stuff across the 2 games, Kellet, and now has a victory to show for it. That 102 finish was the highlight from him. But coming up after the break, Colin Osborne looking to go clear at the top. 91 tops. Osborne wins it in style. Colin Osborne cooks the ham, 4-0 to go clear at the top. He moves on to 6 points, 3 from 3, and all of a sudden, the Wizard is finding his best stuff. 96.97 from Osborne, his best performance here in Group C, and he is sending a message to everyone else. But coming up after the break, can Tom Cromwell join him on 6 points?
Treble required. Doesn't find it, but leaves it handy. Big ask, big moment for Tom Cromwell.
He's going to get a dart at the ball.
50.
Can't take it, so Kellet returns
8
to win it 4-1. Stuart Kellet, 4-1 victor over Tom Cromwell. We saw the fist pump from him. He is starting to believe good things are going to happen in this Group C campaign. He goes into second, on to 4 points. And after defeating his opener, he is making a move. 89.39 average for him. But coming up after the break, Karl Coleman against Stephen Jameson. Alongside one of Michael Smith's. So again, he's one that likes memories.
140. Stephen require 108.
Big saving visit there from Karl Coleman. But it could be too late. Tops again for Jameson. Beautiful checkout.
Stephen Jameson.
And win it he does. Stephen Jameson beats Karl Coleman 4-2. Coleman had opportunities, couldn't take them, but it is Jameson who steps in to bag the points in a 4-2 victory. There's the stats for you. That 108 finish from Jameson, the highlight. But coming up after the break, Osborne looking to go 4 clear at the top. 127 in game. Magical from the Wizard.
Colin Osborne
produces the 127 in game, and I think he thought about not going for it when he looked up to look at the scoreboard as well, but realised he had to. Colin Osborne is 4 from 4, and he's already taken a giant leap towards joining Connor Scott in finals night. It's its second 90+ average for the Wizard. Super stuff from him, and join us after the break.
With a lot of these games, hasn't it? The player with the throw just running away with things.
Game shot the 4th leg.
A good,
Ricardo
confident,
Ham.
clean leg there for Ricardo Ham.
Steps up. Oh, that's wild. Rescues the situation, and you can see he knows what a big dart that was. He knows that result keeps him in contention here in Group C. Dart 1 was wild, but recovered really well. 4-2 victory for Jameson, moves him on to 4 points and part of that logjam at the top of the table. But coming up after the break, Stuart Kellet gets the opportunity to cut the gap.
One would have a lot to ponder.
97 to seal victory. It's 2 at tops for a whitewash. Bagel served from Kellet. We saw the celebrations from KO. He knows what a big result that is in terms of Group C campaign, but a 4-0 drubbing of Karl Coleman leads him on to 6 points. But coming up after the break, Colin Osborne gets the opportunity to go through the card. I'm all up for the dark arts.
Well, this one might be about to be over. Jameson will feel that was an opportunity.
Colin
He was scoring
Osborne.
so well in the early part of that game. Should have been 3-0 up. Instead, kept Colin Osborne alive. He's saying to him, I can't believe what you was doing there. You was blowing me away, and he was. But he kept him alive, and Osborne pulls it back. A 4-2 success for Colin Osborne, and that's all he's known today. He's played 5, he's won 5, he's been Mr. Perfect, he's been good, and he's looking very good for a place on Saturday night. I wonder what Colin Osborne feels about that. Let's find out after the break.
And Karl Coleman bounces back.
Karl Coleman.
A 4-1 defeat of Tom Cromwell. Cromwell not at his best, but Coleman back to somewhere near it. He was disappointing last time out, but put it right this time around. 86.69 for him. Puts him into a semi-good position ahead of his play tomorrow. But coming up, our final game after the break, Ricardo Ham against Stuart Kellet.
Well, the one thing we know about this game is opportunities just keep presenting themselves. Hold on a minute.
Game's
Well,
on the third leg.
He's 5
Ricardo
from
Ham.
36 on the outer ring.
To seal victory. Surely he just works off of that. And Stuart Kellet wraps up victory. We see the fist pump celebration from him. He knows what a huge result that is. That puts him in a fabulous position in the table. A 4-1 victory over Ricardo Ham. Well, after the break, myself and Matthew are going to dissect all the action. Well, everyone, a thrilling session here at the Motor Super Series. Session 1 of Group C is in the ledger. And Matt, it's all about one man. Colin Osborne was sensational today.
He stood out, didn't he? He stood out before a dart was thrown. We expected him to be the player to go and beat, and no one was able to do so. Colin Osborne leading the way, top of the table, unbeaten. And when I look at the chasing pack and I look at the players in it, do we see someone who could change that around tomorrow? They're going to have to up it.
Well, 15 results that we have seen today, and like we said, all about Colin Osborne. There they are. And look, there's one I want to highlight. Colin Osborne playing Stuart Kellet early. How key was that?
Well, when you look at Stuart Kellet then going on to win his next 4 games, that could be crucial. When we look at the story of last week as well, it's very, very similar in the Adam Paxton, Mike Warburton sort of scenario. I do think this early, we know our 2 players that are going to be there. They're the 2 players that have shown the most consistency, and they've now got a gap on the leaderboard in regards to the table.
You touched on Stuart Kellet there, obviously playing him early, but winning 4 on the spin, and especially that last one, knowing he could put himself in such a great position. What pressures are on that last game?
Well, there was a lot, because what eliminates Ricardo Ham from the possibility now. He's lost all 5 games today. He's not going to be able to turn that around with Osborne on 10 and Kellet on 8. So Kellet now is in a very strong position. He gets to play that fixture again tomorrow in reverse as fixture number 1. He could be cut adrift before anyone gets to have a throw tomorrow. And if Kellet wins game number 1, I'm calling it now. It'll be job done.
It's a big call to make this early. Is this arguably the most runaway we've seen a Group C table in a long time then?
I think we was always going to get that case when we've got a lot of debutants in there. Some was going to perform, some not. Some have played in patches, but it's the consistency we're looking for. And we've got the 2 players with proven consistency at the top of the table. And to me, that's no surprise. Experience goes a long, long way.
We've spoken about the gap in the table. Osborne on 10, Kellet on 8, and then a 4-point gap. But to him and Jameson and Cromwell, I have to agree with you, Matt. Just looking at those numbers, it's hard to see how the others can bridge that gap to the top 2.
Well, don't even just look at the points column, look at the legs. That shows you how dominant these 2 have been with regard to the rest of the field. We're talking a 12-leg gap between that of second and third. Only Kellet and Osborne have a positive leg difference. Everybody else is in the minus. Again, there's a reason for that. And that is that those 2 have just been head and shoulders above the rest.
Well, that's Group C. We've got a fabulous Group B to look forward to this evening. Ashley Coleman, Gert de Vos, Fallon Sherrick, Tony O'Shea and Ron Moulenkamp. That looks like a tightly contested group, Matt.
It really does, and I think you're picking 3 from 5. We made our predictions earlier on who we think it's going to be. I think a lot of people will be tuning in tonight. Fallon Sherrick and Ashley Coleman, 2 people that do like to pull in the headlines and pull in the viewers. So I think it's going to be a big viewership tonight, and I think they're going to put on a very, very good show.
Do we think this could be one of the tightest Group Bs we've seen?
It's got potential to be, but on the same aspect, there's people in there that we don't quite know what we're going to get from appearance to appearance. And with that, we could have a very similar situation to what we've got here in regards to it sort of being decided quite early. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think Group B is going to be our one this week where we get a tight run-in.
Well, Matt, thank you as always. And everyone, just a reminder that we return this evening, 10 p.m. on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel. This afternoon, it's the Wizard who's put a spell on the group. However, tonight, the Queen of the Palace returns.
How about that? And Fallon Sherrick, all of a sudden, is a leg away from the perfect night. She leads 2-0. A class above.
It's difficult, you've got to get your head down and try and weather the storm, but Sherrick, the storm keeps coming. It kept coming indeed. A 160 to finish off.
Kickstart for Tom Topper, 8-8 for 1-2-4. Well, that's some way to start for Fallon Sherrick.